Hello my friends, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Marissa. I am a homeschooling mum of 6, and in today's video I wanted to share with you guys the curriculum that I'm using for year 1 and prep. So I have 2 children who are homeschooling this year. I have a daughter who is of prep age, however I am more doing preschool with her, and throughout the year, depending on how she progresses, I will do more prep based work with her. And then my 6-year-old is now in year 1 because I did start him early last year. With that, I'm really excited. First up, I wanted to show you guys my timetable. So each year I do create my own timetable. I just use the Pages app on my MacBook to create a table, and I write in all the different areas of study that I want to cover each weekday. I will show you guys it up here, but just really quickly, I do a whole bunch of things, but my major focus is on literacy, math, and art. So those 3 things are the most important to me with my family and our values. But for you, maybe science is important to you, or being outside in nature, that's really important to you. For me, art, so things like classical music, being able to play instruments, obviously art appreciation, poetry, all of those kinds of things are important to me. And so when you see my timetable, you will notice like that's a major theme that we have. Okay, so first up, every weekday we begin our homeschool day with scripture memory. And scripture memory is something that you can do in any way, shape or form. You can just pick a scripture from the Bible and repeat it out to your kids and learn that way. There are games and apps you can download to learn scripture, but the way that we do things is I do follow the Charlotte Mason method. So from the Simply Charlotte Mason website, I did download their scripture memory box thing. I don't know what it's called, but I will leave links to everything in the description box below as well if you guys are interested in learning more about the things that I am using. This is the Charlotte Mason method to scripture memory. So what I did was I downloaded these tabs here. It's just like a template so you can print it out yourself at home, and I bought this box from Kmart. So I personally really like the Charlotte Mason method with how to memorize scripture. I think that it's very solid in the sense that it makes you review and remember scripture very well. You're not going to forget certain things because of the way that it is laid out. So I do highly recommend them. Each day after we do our scripture memory, I will read a book to my kids. Usually it is Bible stories, and I will just read out the Bible to them or one of their Bible books, and then the kids will usually eat breakfast as I am doing that. Now, depending on the day, this is where things change a bit. So on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, my kids will be doing their sight words. I actually have a curriculum called Artful Teaching, Joyful Learning. It's this huge one in my teacher's manual here. She does include a bunch of sight words for my kids to learn, which I have printed out and just punched together with a stapler. They will be going through those sight words, but I also have these sight words. These are from Kmart. I really like the flip chart and they are nice and big. So I am also going through these as well with my kids. I should have mentioned this before, but when I am speaking about each thing we're doing, I am doing these things both with my year 1 and my preschooler as well. And if you get a bit confused, my son who is 6, he is in year 1, and my daughter who is 4 is in preschool prep, pre-K. Both my kids are doing our scripture memory, they are doing the sight words, and they are of course listening to my read aloud. Every morning my 6-year-old also reads to me, and I am using the read aloud books that come with the Good and the Beautiful level K, I'm pretty sure. My son is still in kindergarten language arts, so we're about halfway through that. Where are the books? Here they are. So he does read me one of these 20 books each morning because that is part of the Good and the Beautiful language arts curriculum. On Tuesdays, my 6-year-old does do his logic book. That is this one here. Logic is very important to me as well, and so I did just get this off Amazon. They're really great reviews and my son really enjoys this. So he does spend one morning a week going through here. Sometimes he'll do multiple pages, sometimes I just make him do one, and I have to tell him to stop because I want him to have enough brain capacity for all the other lessons that are to follow. But we do this once a week. Now on Thursdays, both my kids are doing the handwriting. So within the other curriculums that I am soon going to share about, they do include a lot of handwriting within them as well as our nature study. Our nature study includes copywork too. However, I like having a specific handwriting book that my kids get to go through throughout the year. Both of them have their own, and we are just using the targeting handwriting. Pretty sure if you are in Australia, these are the handwriting books that kids use in school. So for my 4-year-old, she is using the targeting handwriting level P, and then my 6-year-old is using level 1, and they just complete 1 or 5 pages one time a week. They tend to fly through these, and yeah, I just like having this as a little supplement for them to do as well. Those are the first 3 things that we do every single morning. Now we go into the fun stuff. So our first proper curriculum, I should say, is from Treehouse Schoolhouse, and I use her nature studies. I have been using her nature study in the winter last year. I've also used her Expectant Easter curriculum, which is a nature study focused on the death of Christ. So I had to think about that one actually, which is really amazing. So I actually went out and purchased the summer version because right now here in Australia it is summer. So I bought her summer curriculum for her nature study, and we have already done week 1 of that and we loved it. So that is the curriculum that we are using for our nature study. It does cover 5 days, so we do nature study every single day, and it is really fun. If you guys are interested, I will leave a link up here of last week's video where I shared what nature study looked like for one of our days. So I did film that, and you guys can watch that up here later on after this video. But super quick brief rundown of what the curriculum looks like. If you guys want to see it a little bit better, then go and watch that video that I showed you guys. But this is the curriculum. So it's Treehouse Nature Study. She does have a curriculum for each of the seasons, which I think is really amazing, and it's just super beautiful. So within the Treehouse Nature Study curriculum, it is a heavy focus on the Charlotte Mason method, which I love. And so you are covering things such as your folk songs, you have hand rhymes, there is poetry, you have a picture study, you do a read aloud, and then you also have a nature connection at the end of every single lesson, every single day. So I love that. Keep an eye out because I am going to do a flip through of this in a separate video, but for now that is what is included in the nature studies, and it's amazing. It's not just a nature study. What she does is she picks a theme for each week. Why not share the themes with you? For summer, these are her themes. Week 1 is soil and composting, week 2 the sun, week 3 summer solstice, week 4 bodies of water, then we have marine animals, sharks and fish, mollusks and crustaceans, seashells, summer flowers, storms, beetles, reptiles, and landforms. So those are the themes that she has each week, and then what she does is she has a song, a hand rhyme, a poem, a picture, and a nature connection activity to do around that theme every single day. So it is amazing. It takes us probably about 15 to 20 minutes to do each day. It's extremely rare that it will take any longer than that, unless it's like one of the things is to go out on a nature walk. Obviously that will take longer, but overall it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to do, and I love that. That is the curriculum we are using for our nature study, and as I just shared with you guys, it's not just nature. It covers your art appreciation, it has literacy in there, it has copy work, it covers a whole lot of different topics. And in fact, if you have a preschooler and you're looking for a great curriculum, honestly, you could purchase this and use this entire thing for your year's worth of curriculum, as well as a bit of math. You probably want to add on a bit of math, but in regards to literacy and nature study and art and science even, this will cover you. So highly recommend. Then let's go into my preschool work. So we are using the Good and the Beautiful preschool curriculum this year for my 4-year-old. I did use this curriculum last year with my now 6-year-old, who smashed through it. He flew through it. He finished it by, I think, May last year, so he went straight into level K, which was good because while he was meant to be in level K, he didn't know any of his letters or anything. So I am very thankful that the preschool curriculum is very short. But now that I've already gone through it, it's actually really helped me because now I know not to stress about finishing the curriculum with my girl. If you have prep age kids, you are going to find that your kids are not going to want to do things a lot of the time. And that was something I really struggled with last year. And so now, knowing that the curriculum is quite short, I'm able to just let it go, and if my daughter doesn't want to do her preschool work that day, I'm not going to force it. I'm going to let her go and play like she should be able to, and then I'm pretty certain, like 99% sure, we are still going to finish her preschool curriculum way before the end of the year anyways. With her curriculum, I am just keeping it in here. These are just folders from Kmart. I have printed it out. I have a lot of kids. I have 5 kids who are 6 years old and under, so each year I will be adding on a new child. So I like purchasing PDF versions of curriculum to save costs on everything. So here's the preschool one. Last year she did start, so she's already up to lesson 13, I think it is. There are so many videos on the net about the Good and the Beautiful. I personally love them so far. We have been using them for their preschool curriculum. I am already halfway through our level K1 for my 6-year-old. Again, really enjoy it, really love it. So that is the curriculum that I'm using for my daughter for both preschool and math. It's a major focus on literacy, but it does include a little bit of math in there as well. I find that when it comes to math, my kids naturally learn all the colors and shapes and counting up to 20 just through day-to-day life. I've never had to like use a curriculum to get them to that point. However, when it comes to reading, I am using the Good and the Beautiful preschool curriculum to teach her her letters. And then once she has mastered her letters, this is what I'm going to be using to teach her how to read. This is just a printout of elemental phonics. My good friend Elisa recommended this to me. This is how she taught her daughter how to read, and this I actually found was the quickest, easiest way to teach my 6-year-old to read last year as well. So I will be using this with my daughter once she learns her letters as well. And basically what you do is it just teaches you how to blend the sounds together. So they go b-a, ba, b-e, bear, and this is all they are doing for one entire lesson, and then they get to put a little star down in the corner and it's their favorite bit. So again, this is called Elemental Phonics. A mum created this, as don't all mums create all the curriculums, so I will be using this and I love it. Let's talk language arts and math for my 6-year-old. So I already said I am going to be using the Good and the Beautiful. We are up to math 1 with him. He's about halfway through that as well, and then he is still on level K for his language arts, which he is enjoying too. So when it comes to his language arts, they do get you to read a book each day. Like I already showed you guys, we do this in the morning, and then before his lessons I do get him to go through the reading booster A cards. So we will pick a page in here and then he will read through the words. So we do that before every lesson, and that's pretty much what the curriculum tells you to do. And then we go into his curriculum, which is back here. Again, I'm not going to show you guys because there are plenty of walkthroughs when it comes to that curriculum. Okay, we are on to the last curriculum that I'm using that I am really excited about. But before I share that, one last thing that we are doing with mostly my 6-year-old, but I'm sure my daughters will want to jump in on this too. I am going to be subscribing to the Voberg Academy's music program so that my kids can learn piano. I know the basics of piano and I can read music, but it's really frustrating for me to try and teach my kids. So I have been weighing up purchasing an app and using the Voberg Music Academy subscription. They are a bit more expensive. It's about $50 a month Australian dollars to do. They also say it's recommended for ages 8 and up. But I thought, what's the harm? I myself want to learn how to play by ear instead of just reading music. So I thought I'll give it a go. I'll keep you guys updated on how we go with that. But I am going to be doing that and hopefully including my son in that so that he can learn the lessons as well, because he really, really loves music. He loves playing guitar with his dad and he loves jamming out on the piano by himself too. So we are doing that. Now we are on to the exciting bit for my curriculum. I purchased this, I think it was about mid last year. It's called the Artful Teaching Joyful Learning Curriculum, and this is a kindergarten to year 1 based curriculum. It is play based. It is based on Reggio Emilia's philosophies, which is all about 100 languages. So basically Reggio Emilia believed that children needed 100 languages to learn and create and live their worlds. 100 languages are basically ways that the kids express themselves, so painting, storytelling, drawing, you know, any sort of art form, that's a language. And so I want to purchase this, and my gosh, it is so, there's so much to it, and to be honest, I was a bit overwhelmed in the beginning, but I now know how to use it. And it's really, really great. My favorite thing about the curriculum is it does go through day-to-day plans. So she has given us daily plans to follow if we don't want to make it up. However, she does recommend, when I say she, her name is Alana, she's the one who has created this curriculum. She does recommend that we just pull from the curriculum and do what we want with our own children depending on what they're like. But because I have so many kids, I like having done for you plans, so I don't need to think about that, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm going to do? I am going to put the camera down on this curriculum and I'll show you guys it because it is really beautiful and I'm sure you guys will want to see. Okay, so here we are. This is the cover. And then first up we have the teacher's toolkit. So this just gives you a bunch of information. For example, like you have some instructions on how to create different types of books. They have assessment pages, group time, like what you can share and tell the kids to do. It's just really incredible. They have some milestones that you want your kids to be hitting at each age. It's really great. Then we have our book list. So each month you get a book list, and then these are the daily plans. I need to put this on a weird angle, I'm sorry guys. But as you can see, the thing I love about this curriculum is it is so simple and quick. It is so simple and it is so suitable to your earliest of learners. So if your kids are 4, 5 or 6 years old, I recommend using this curriculum even before you use the Good and the Beautiful curriculum, because it is just so quick and easy to do. Your kids are not going to fight you about doing it, whereas when it comes to the other bookwork, it's quite long. So you have a morning meeting with a literacy strategy each day. Then you have a poem or a song to do with them, kind of like the Treehouse Schoolhouse Nature Study. Then you do a read aloud, and then you have a table time invitation. So this is where you would cover your different subjects. So here is like a family mobile, which would be social studies. Then you have a family shield, which is again like social studies. On Friday there you have nature study, and then you have like your literacy along here. So we have word work, where they will go for a scavenger hunt and find things that start with the letter C. Then they get to color in the letter C. Then you have baking, cooking here. On Wednesdays we have like different sensory things with words. It's just really fun. You have a bit of handwriting there and then some sight words. Then you have your math moments and it's so fun. Here we just have like a calendar, so the kids get to fill in the calendar with the numbers. Then you have a roll it, make it, write it, so they will roll the dice and pick a number. Then they are going to make the number using clay or Play-Doh, and then they get to write the number, practicing their fine motor skills and of course their writing. So it's really fun. I love the way she does math. And then on Mondays and Fridays you do a sharing circle. So basically with your kids you get to go around the circle and share what they did on the weekend, and then they get to draw and tell about it. And then down the bottom is just your supplies list. She has these day plans. They are different every single week and they are incredible for every single month other than July and August, because I'm assuming that is the Canadian summer holidays. Alright, so that is the day plans. And then we get into the curriculum. Of course, she has an introduction teaching you everything. So for example, here is September. She gives you a list of everything you need for each subject. So she covers art, social studies, literacy, math, sensory, baking. So much fun. And then with each activity, she does tell you how to do each thing. Of course, like a curriculum, right? But just like the nature study has a weekly theme, each month has a theme. So September is me, my family, and my community. And so everything, all the books, all the activities are all about that theme. And it's so beautiful. It is very art-based. Like, look, the kids get to make all these things. It is so wonderful. And I really enjoy doing this with my children. It's just so much fun. So if you are a crafty mum, highly recommend this curriculum above everything for your kindergartners and your year ones. Like, look, it's just the whole thing is so beautiful. You get to do body tracings. Look at that, body tracings. They get to use like different materials to learn to stamp, and they get to do portraits all different ways. It is such an incredible curriculum. I should also mention that the morning menu that I use for my kids is from the Artful Teaching Joyful Learning curriculum as well. So she just has today I'm grateful for. My 6-year-old now writes what he's grateful for, but when he was in prep I just made him draw it. Then they practice their name, how they're feeling. Then they have like calendar skills behind there. And then we go into what's the weather, and behind this sheet is like different clothes, and they pick out what kind of clothes they should wear depending on the weather. That's it, that's my video, guys. That is all the curriculum. If you guys have any questions about anything, please let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you guys have any other video ideas that you guys want me to make regarding homeschooling or motherhood or anything, let me know, because it really helps me out, helps my brain. And with that, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, friends.